Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Majora and welcome back to my channel. But today we're going to be doing another reading your comments. I did one of these back in Zetsubou No Shima about Infinite Warfare. Today we're going to be doing one about the ending of Revelations, the ending cutscene. So we're going to be reading some of the comments from one of the threads on Reddit. So the first comment we're going to read today is, in all seriousness, I thought it was okay. I just wish more was explained. What happened to Samantha and the children? What happened to Maxis and Sophia? Where did the Apothecans go? What about the blood files? Where do they come from? How do they work? How come they didn't prevent Monty from trying to erase them? Who or what is Monty? Hopefully there is still more to the map that will be explained. And this is what a lot of people have been talking about. A lot of people have been saying that this ending just didn't give us enough closure. This ending just didn't give us what we wanted. We wanted a lot more. We wanted to see what happened to the children. We wanted to see what happened to, like, everyone else. Why did Monty do what he did? Why is he all of a sudden such an important character? Sophia and Maxis, they sort of had their little love thing going on there, but we still didn't know exactly what's happened. I mean, I'm not 100% sure whether they sacrificed themselves or what exactly happened. And there was also the question of Samantha and the children, like I just said. I don't think anyone exactly knows 100% at the moment what's happening, and this by now should have been given us the closure. It should have been given us the brackets around the storyline, and it just doesn't feel like we've had that. So hopefully, like a lot of people have been saying, we've had the second Easter egg ending at some point when the Xbox and PC version comes out. If this is the ending, then so far a lot of people have been a little bit confused and a little bit disappointed. I was really disappointed in the whole magic alien ancient god thing. The zombie universe used to be so horrific and mysterious, attempting to piece together all the story through cryptic radio transmissions and creepy Easter eggs. Then surprise is ancient aliens. Whoops. Now I think this was a lot of people's initial thought when Shadows of Evil came out, because we didn't really have aliens or any Apothecans or anything like that before Shadows of Evil. So this was definitely an issue back in Shadows, but then I think quickly we got to sort of get used to that sort of thing. We quickly got used to the whole idea of the Apothecans and everything, and I don't mind it personally. I quite like the fact that the storyline is different to any other zombie storyline or anything. But I totally understand what this guy's saying here, because they could have gone any way they wanted to, and instead they decided to bring in this race of like aliens. I wouldn't quite say they're aliens, I mean they are Apothecans, that's what they're called. And yeah, technically they are aliens, but at the same time I feel like they've actually done something with it. So I'm happy that they've done that, but at the same time I totally get where this guy's coming from. Very underwhelming. Not much was really addressed in the cutscene, like the children. I kind of wish there was more to it than what we got. Once again, I totally agree with this guy 100% in terms of we didn't get as much as we expected. We definitely got a lot of information. Some of it was cryptic, some of it was there in front of our face. But at the same time, yes, I totally get what this guy's saying. And a lot of other people, like I said, are just agreeing with this sort of thing where we just wanted more. We just wanted closure in the entire storyline. There are still too many questions at this point as to what's happened to this person, where's this thing going, what are the blood files for, etc, etc. Black Ops 3 has been a failure. When you stack it up against previous games, it's clear it's bottom of the list. I don't actually know if I agree with this one, because we had World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. Let's try and think about the maps and everything. So World at War, it's hard to try and put anywhere in the list because obviously it's got the nostalgia part of it and everything. It's definitely a great game, but in terms of simplicity, it's definitely the simplest out of the entire lot. It depends exactly what you're after, to be fair. If you're after simplicity, then World at War is going to be your best bet. In Black Ops 1, we actually had some amazing maps. We had maps like Moon, Call of the Dead, Ascension, etc, etc. They were all awesome maps in my opinion. I really liked that game. That game is probably in tie with me with Black Ops 3. Black Ops 2 was a little bit of a letdown again in my opinion. Black Ops 2 had things like Transit and Die Rise. It didn't really have that many great maps. I liked Buried, that was a really cool map. And obviously I had Origins and Mob is Dead, so they obviously bumped that game up. But in general, I think Black Ops 2 was probably one of the worst games in terms of zombies. And then we had Black Ops 3, in my opinion, yet again, Black Ops 3 is one of the greater games. I'll probably say Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 1 right there level. Then we had, I would say, probably World at War and then Black Ops 2. That would be how I would put them. I couldn't really choose a top one, Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 1, because like I say, they're both great games. In terms of how easy they are, I would definitely say Black Ops 3 is the easiest game. I would say World at War is the simplest. Black Ops 1 is probably the best in terms of like storyline and just how exciting it was and everything. I mean, you think about it, we blew up the Earth. I mean, that alone was just amazing, as well as all the other things we did as well. And then Black Ops 2, we just sort of drove away from that a little bit. We had the transit crew, so it was like a side storyline sort of thing. And then all of a sudden when Jason Blundell came into play, which don't forget by the way guys, that Jason Blundell had to come in at a certain point and take over from Jimmy Zielinski's sort of storyline telling, and a lot of it was sort of unfinished and everything, so Jason Blunda had to come in and then he had to sort of try and rewrite the story. He had to try and write the story over what Jimmy's already written, and then this is why certain things are a little bit of a mishmash, but at the moment he's done a really great job. And I think I'm going to make this my last one for this episode because a lot of the comments are actually very similar and everything, and they all basically say the same thing. So for the last comment, this guy here says, the ending was disappointing. The map itself was boring and way too easy. The hardest part about the map is the crashes. After nostalgia is gone, and it's a very underwhelming map in my opinion. Yet again, I don't really know what else to add on to what I've already said. A lot of people's just disappointed with the ending, and there's a few people who like it, including myself. I don't mind it, but I do wish that we have like a second alternative ending, or that we have like some more answers answered some way in a cipher or some other form. But yes, I definitely do know what these people are saying when they say that it's just a disappointing map. The crashes are way too often. That's why when people do high rounds, they have to do high rounds in that particular area where the keepers and everything don't spawn, otherwise the game will crash. The map is way too easy because you can get a wonder weapon, the little Annies and the Ragnaroks right out of the box straight away if you're lucky enough. And you can also just go ahead, go to Nactor and Toten straight away and get Juggernaut within round 1. And by about round 3, if you're lucky enough and you've got the right gobblegums, you can actually be set up and ready to go for a high round straight away. So really this map is way too easy, and maybe that's a good thing, because a lot of people have been struggling with the maps we've had previously all this year in Black Ops 3. I know for instance a lot of people struggle with Shadows of Evil because of all the rituals and things. I know a lot of people struggle with maps like Zetsubou because of the glitches. I know people struggle with Gorod Krovi and like all the Easter eggs as well. There's a lot of maps, a lot of things that people struggle with because in a way it's a little bit too complicated in terms of steps and things towards certain Easter eggs. I've spoken to certain people in real life, not on YouTube or anything, but I've spoken to certain people who don't play zombies a lot, and they say that zombies is really difficult. They say that it's very complicated because of the steps you have to do to upgrade certain weapons, to upgrade certain things, or to do certain Easter egg steps. It's just very convoluted and they don't like it, and I totally agree with them, because when I heard about this I actually thought to myself, well, for me it's actually quite easy, but I play zombies every single day of my life. For people who don't, obviously it's a lot harder, so I can sort of see where these guys are coming from. So having Revelations as an easy map probably isn't a hard thing, because you can just hop straight onto it if you don't play it every day, and hopefully it should be okay for you to play and get to a good round. For the people who aren't advanced players, I see Revelations as a map that you can just hop onto and hopefully be able to level up, because obviously there's that leveling system in Black Ops 3, so a lot of people want to get to a high level but they just can't, because if you're not an everyday player, if you're not an advanced player, then you probably won't be able to level up as much as some people can. But anyway guys, that's going to be all for this video, so if you like this video then go ahead, leave a like rating and comment down below if you want to see more episodes. I will try and make reading your comments a bit more often, because like I said, the last one I did was back when Zetsubou No Shima was out. Subscribe to this channel for more zombies content guys, and as always, I'll see you next time. Peace out.